Hey, this is Shane with the Social Freedom Tribe. I'm going to try to actually stop saying like so much in this video, so I'll just slow it down a bit more. And what I want to do in this video is talk about something that I found to give me massive results. And it's really helped me heal my social anxiety when it comes to certain contexts. And it's just allowed me to stay consistent in some areas. Because I found that really what it comes down to for success in my mind is consistency. With my own workshops, I'm leading healing social anxiety workshops, and just through consistency I'm gaining more people. And I'm also learning a lot of lessons, and it's transforming into this new thing. And now I'm realizing things that I never knew would happen, and I'm just learning a lot of new lessons that I never would have guessed if I just theoretically studied these things. For one thing that's surprising, and reality tends to do this, is shove reality in my face and until I accept it and adapt to it. And one thing I've been learning is that when I call it healing social anxiety games, it actually keeps a lot of people from going, because if they come, then that's telling everybody that they have social anxiety and they want to avoid that at all costs. So I'm thinking of renaming it to something else, and I'm just asking for names right now and doing some polls. But this leads me to the topic that I really want to talk about. How do you have consistency, or how do you really change your mindset in certain contexts where you can let loose and just be your vulnerable self without really caring what happens? And so the way you do this is, there's a book called The Emotional Life of Your Brain by Richard Davidson, and he talks about sensitivity to context. And when he talks about this, he talks about how there's a part of your brain that just kind of understands where you are in some kind of context. I'm at my home right now, and maybe there's a certain way I act when I'm at my home. And if I walk into a library, I'll instinctively get quiet. And that's because there's a part of my brain that says, when you're in this environment, here are the rules for that environment. And you'll kind of instinctively understand that you're in an unfamiliar environment, so that you need to stifle yourself and just look around and try to understand what the rules might be. And so there's a way that you can sense how unfamiliar you are with the situation, and there's a way that you can start memorizing rules to a certain situation. And so what I notice with a lot of people is that when it comes to dating, they actually have a formal or more stifled professional way of going about it, and it's not as fun and free. And so they might have learned that you have to ask in a certain way, or society might tell them to be a certain way when they're asking somebody out, and it just comes across as just really not fun. And what they're telling themselves is that when it comes to dating, this is not a time to have fun like what you are with your buddies. This is a time where you have to stifle yourself and make it really like it's work. This is not something to have fun and get loose with. This is work. This is serious. This is dating. It has to be serious. It has to be very serious. You have to hold yourself in a certain way. It has to be stressful. There's no way you can enjoy it. You have to be stressed out, and you have to work towards this, and you have to be a certain way, and you have to make that person see a certain side of yourself that's very work oriented and very serious and goal oriented. And then that person might feel that off of you, and their brain is kind of doing the same thing. They're saying, this is an unfamiliar person, and so the context of from this person, I'm unfamiliar with it. They start observing you, and they start saying, how am I supposed to act in front of this person? They start feeling this vibe of serious and stressed out and stifled, and you have to be a certain way. And they said, okay, I have to be a certain way, and I have to be stressed out, and I have to be work-oriented with this person. And they might not do this consciously, but there's some kind of unconscious element to it. And so what they start doing is, in certain people, even if you're the stifled way of dating kind of person, they're always gonna they're probably gonna be in front of somebody at some point who's actually like the carefree kind of person and is just whatever, and really it's not their strategy, is just more just them, and they actually feel like when they're on a date they can just let loose, and I work hard and I just don't want to work on a date. I'm work is work, and here's a place where I'm let loose, I'm carefree, and I'm just having fun. This is my true self. If you don't like me, I mean that's fine. I don't want to try. I don't have the willpower to try on this date. I just want to let loose, and I just want the energy to come and fuel me, and I just want to feel good on this date. And when they're in front of that person, they're saying, got it. In front of this person, I let loose and I become my vulnerable real self, and I stop caring, and I just don't really care what happens, and I'm just gonna be myself, and I'm just gonna have fun, and I'm gonna let myself receive with this person, and I'm just going to replenish my energy and just working when it comes to work, but in this environment and within this person, I'm just gonna let this person just replenish me and just have fun and let loose. Now, when it comes to consistency, this is relating it back to work. So I see a lot of people burn out. And when I say burn out, what I mean is they're serious and they're work. I'm gonna work at this. And then they just work and they make it stressful. And you can hear my voice. If you're listening to my voice right now, it's stressful. And it's might be unlocking this part of you that has to work and hustle. And even listening to my own voice just stresses me out when I'm becoming that person. And when I see a certain thing where I say, I have to work at this, it depletes my energy. It doesn't replenish my energy. It depletes my energy. It doesn't even matter actually how much work I'm doing when I'm in hustle mode. It just feels like it's always depleting. And when I'm not in hustle mode and when I'm in carefree, then man, this is fun. Marketing is so fun. Let's just get a team of marketers together and just like vibe and talk about what we learned and you know, apply some stuff with blogging or something. There's a way that if I was carefree with marketing instead of this is work, you gotta work, that actually I would still replenish my energy while working, and I might even get more done in a short time period than if I was work, stressful, deplete energy. But if I was replenish energy, fun, this is amazing. If I was this is amazing kind of person, I could actually probably get more work done within an hour, and I would actually feel more replenished after that hour, even though I got more work done. So it's pretty hypocritical, or not hypocritical, but just it's pretty confusing. It's a complex issue. It's a nuance that's really kind of hard to understand, because a lot of people, they really want to work at something, and that's great. That's cool that your mentality is that way. Just realize that mentality is actually going to deplete energy, and it's not going to replenish energy, and you can actually do the same tasks in a flow state, enjoyment, free, carefree manner, and you can actually replenish that energy, and you won't burn out. Burn out meaning you're doing work and you're depleting so much energy, and then just when you're trying to be consistent and a month later you're sick. You just wake up and you're like, I cannot get out of bed. It's a painful feeling, and it's that moment where you're trying to deplete your energy and put your work into something, and there's just none there, and your body's just not allowing you to do it. Your body, your consciousness is no longer in control, and it's no longer allowing you to put work into something. And it says, sorry bro, I don't have the energy to give you. And instead of that, if you're constantly the enjoyment kind of person, you're actually, first of all, you'll start designing the work in a way that you'll prioritize, or not prioritize, but really start finding the things within that work that you really enjoy and focus on that. And through that enjoyment, you'll actually start to make connections in your brain and start getting into this creative energy and start coming up with things that you wouldn't have come up with if you were like the hustle guy. And it's really unfortunate. Also, that hustle guy, other people are stressed out around them and just want to stay away from them. There's a way that a lot of successful people, or just people in general, might actually be around the stressed out hustle guy, or be around the, or gal, or whoever, or be around the let loose person, and they might not consciously do this, or they may consciously do this, but they'll probably actually just find themselves wanting to spend more time around the let loose person and less time around the stressed out hustle person. And so there's a way that the stressed out hustle person is actually not the best networker, and they're not actually making opportunities happen in their lives through networking because people are just wanting to avoid that person. And then the person that's let loose and just enjoying life, or enjoying the tasks, or enjoying their date, people actually want to be around them more. So I found this with dating, especially going back to dating. If you're on a date and that person can let loose and have fun, just remember that if you start thinking from I deserve, I deserve, I deserve, I deserve, you're really not looking at how the world works. So you're looking at the world at how that mindset is actually looking at the world of how it should be, how I think it should be. It should be this way because I deserve this and this and this because I did this and this. And you're looking at a fake perception of the world that you want it to be, and it's not actually the way the world works. While the person that's letting loose kind of is just might be more open to seeing how the world actually works. And so if you're really open to seeing how the world actually works, you'll be in this way of acceptance and adaptability. And so maybe something bad will happen, and you could just accept it extremely fast, adapt to it, meaning accept, come up with something to do within that immediately. That's how I see adaptation, is something that you don't want to accept happens. So something you made a plan with somebody and they ditched you. They didn't even text you saying they weren't coming. They ditched you. And so there's a way that this hits you and you don't want to accept it. But if you can just accept that it happened really quickly, accept the reality of the situation, and then immediately replan or come up with something to do after it, that's adaptation to me. And so this kind of whole hustle person, they're really not open to allowing others to come to them and give them opportunities because they're kind of pushing everything away. They're pushing the universe away. I'm not necessarily spiritual, but if you take that way of communicating, then there's a way that you can push away the universe from allowing it to help you and allowing yourself to receive by just being, I'm gonna do it. I have to do it. It's this way. And that's like my whole point with this is when somebody's saying it's this way, there's a way that they're pushing their points of their beliefs, their perception, and they're pushing their perceptions onto other people and just not allowing them to say, actually, I see it this way. Are you open to hearing somebody else's perception? And It's really unfortunate. It's strange how reality actually works. I'm not saying that I know how reality actually works. I'm definitely still figuring it out. But I was that person that was hustle and work and stress, and it was very strange that actually I had less opportunities given to me and less things happening, and I actually depleted my energy, and I even got less work done within an hour. And so really I'm just sharing something to experiment with. If you become this person that's like, let loose, do the work. Work is fun. It's amazing. It's something to enjoy. Then if you find a way to do that with everything that you do, then that's what Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi calls autotelic, meaning somebody who can take anything and find flow state and enjoyment out of it. They can recreate the task to make more enjoyment out of it, or they could do the same task and then just find themselves enjoying it anyway. They'll find themselves receiving energy and not being able to stay consistent with it. Maybe even they plan an hour of work, and where the hustle person's like, cool, I did the hour of work. That the receiving energy, letting loose person might actually work over that time, might get a ton more done. And then other people are also feeling that enjoyment and excitement off that person, and then wanting to work with them, wanting to help them, wanting to just give them some kind of opportunity that they never saw coming. And really, I've actually learned to trust this. So there's something that I want to do, and I don't actually know. I'm not the hustle person anymore. You got to do this. I'm not that person as much with my work, and when I want to do something, I don't even actually see like the real end goal. So with my healing social anxiety games, which will to be determined what the future name of this will be, I'm putting it out there, and as long as I keep this whole enjoyment with it, I'm just ready to receive opportunities that might happen to me. And I've noticed that there's actually consistency with what a lot of people are saying about this that have found success. And so they might be saying it in a different way, but I would challenge you to actually start really looking for this when people are saying that they found success through receiving through the universe, as the spiritual people say, or flow state, or whatever people's language is. There's a way that there's something close to they enjoy the work that they're doing, and they're finding consistency through that, and then there's surprising opportunities that happen. Anyways, hope this was helpful. I hope that you aren't becoming the person that is stressed out and stifled during dates, and it has to be this way, and the universe has to be this way, everything has to be this way, and kind of just a more open-minded way of perceiving the world, allowing other people to say how they perceive it, allowing other people to give you energy, allowing the work to give you energy, and allowing people to let loose around you. And I hope that you just get a ton of opportunities today, or just throughout your life, and I hope that you find consistency in the things that you love, and that you're able to create a life just full of things that you love to do, and even turn the work that needs to be done in your life, instead of just avoiding it, into also things that just replenish you and you find enjoyment with. Anyways, love you guys. Have fun. Peace.